Abdul Mahdi signaled he was standing by the push for the American forces to go despite recent signs of de-escalation between Tehran and Washington after Iran retaliated for Soleimani's death with a barrage of missiles that hit 2 Iraqi bases where U.S. troops are based but caused no casualties. Iraqis have felt furious and helpless at being caught in the middle of fighting between Baghdad's 2 closest allies. Abdul Mahdi has said he rejects all violations of Iraqi sovereignty, including both the Iranian and U.S. strikes. On Friday, the U.S. State Department flatly dismissed the request. It said the presence of U.S. troops is crucial for the fight against the Islamic State group and it would not discuss removing them. Unidentified planes struck targets in Syria near the border with Iraq on Friday, killing 8 Iran-backed Iraqi militiamen, Syrian activists and 2 Iraqi officials said, an attack that comes amid soaring tensions between the U.S. and Iran. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said the planes targeted positions belonging to pro-Iran militias in the Boukamal area, near the border with Iraq. The Britain-based organization, which documents the war in Syria through a network of activists on the ground, said the planes struck, among other targets, weapons depots and vehicles belonging to the militias. An Iraqi security official and another official, from the Iran-backed Iraqi militias known as the Popular Mobilization Forces, said warplanes targeted 2 vehicles carrying missiles on the Syrian side of the border. The strike was most likely carried out by Israeli warplanes, they said, but offered no evidence. The Israeli military has no immediate comment. The Pentagon did not respond to a request for comment on the Syria bombing, which comes at a time of high tension between Iran and the U.S. The Iraqi officials identified the 8 casualties as Iraqi militia fighters, while the observatory only said the 8 were not Syrians, without giving their nationality. The death toll could rise further, officials said, as there were also wounded militiamen, some reportedly in serious conditions. Another Iraqi official said those targeted belonged to the Imam Ali Brigades, an Iran-backed faction within the PMF. The 3 Iraqi officials spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to make statements to the media. Israel has repeatedly struck Iran-linked targets in Syria in recent years and has warned against any permanent Iranian presence on the frontier. Deir ez-Zor 24, an activist collective that reports on news in the border area, said that the plane strikes trucks carrying weapons and depots for ballistic missiles in the area. Omar Abu Layla, a Europe-based activist from Deir ez-Zor who runs the group, said the attack triggered a huge explosion heard in the Syrian-Iraqi border. The Sound and Picture, another activist collective in Syria's eastern Deir ez-Zor area, said unidentified planes struck militia targets in Boukamal. There was no immediate comment from Syria authorities. The U.S. carried out military strikes in the area on December 29, killing 25 members of an Iran-backed Iraqi militia in retaliation to a rocket attack on a military base in Iraq that killed a U.S. contractor. The U.S. blamed that attack on an Iranian-backed Iraqi militia. The reported airstrikes came days after a U.S. drone strike killed Iran's most powerful general after he landed at Baghdad airport, drawing angry calls for revenge and escalating tensions to the brink of an all-out war between the 2 sides. Iran responded by firing a barrage of missiles at military bases in Iraq that host U.S. troops. Since then, both sides have signaled they were stepping back from further escalation, but tensions remain high and the region on edge. Amid the soaring tensions, Russian President Vladimir Putin made a rare visit to Syria this week for talks with President Bashar Assad in Damascus. Russia has been a key ally for Assad, offering crucial military and political backing throughout the country's civil war. The area struck Friday as key to a land corridor for Tehran that links Iran across Iraq and Syria through Lebanon. The observatory report on Friday claimed that Putin had informed Assad during the visit of a U.S. intention to close the land corridor for good.